Good evening, everyone. It is June 5th, 2023, late on the weekly outlook. I was out of town. Let's get into it. Not actually going to reference too many technical numbers here. I think now that we've had a higher time frame move, we can mostly just focus on balances. Let's get rid of all this for a second. Now, what we had last week was we held this balance here from about 41.15 to 41.75-ish, maybe 80-ish. We held this balance twice, once on the Wednesday, once on the Thursday. It was truly the most bullish scenario you could hope for. And when we finally ripped through this Q1 high around 08, we didn't just diddle around it. We didn't just monkey around. We finally properly ripped up and got into these August highs and these April highs. And today we actually hit that main number I was looking at 03 half, that number I've had for months. So overall, the ES has finally broken out. Now, what am I looking for? Well, to me, last week didn't even hit the VWAP close, by the way. It came a few points shy. But if we break down, really, I would consider possibly even the pivot being up here. But if we lose this, I think we end up with a liquidation scenario. You're back firmly inside of the May high. You're inside of this key resistance area if we break this again, and I think you end up with a liquidation scenario. However, until then, I think it's safe to play the long side, buy the dips. You have the VWAP close around in this zone. You have the Q1 high. You have this kind of weekly highs. You've got all this sort of crap in these 41 and that's 20-point zone. In between 4303, that was just a number that I was looking at right around. It's the Q. What would that be? Q3 value area high. These are just levels that I'm really looking at. You have a swing high around 4327. And I think an area of supply around 4380. But overall, what I'm looking at is we do not want to lose this and fall into a liquidation scenario. Ideally, the bulls manage to hold 4220s, and we just keep on moving up, break this 03 swing high for now, break this 4327 high as well. Now, on the Nasdaq, let's zoom out on this thing as well. We did a great job last week holding this number, this 287, right around this April high where we had numerous highs. We did a great job holding that, and this marks the sixth week in a row of higher lows of the week and higher highs of the week. However, it was an extremely tight range, and the ability to lose a prior week's low is simply getting higher. We've just ran up so much in the course of these past 6 weeks that the market is needing to digest these moves a little bit. And to me, what would make sense is we break this weekly low here. We can digest the move around 14,000, and simultaneously on the ES, it would mean coming back down to kind of this 4,200-ish area, and really it would be healthy for the market at this point. Break down, fill in some of the trap shorts, and then see if we have the momentum to once again regain this low on the ES, regain this 4275-ish number, and then we can go from there. So really what I'm looking for this week is less of a straight line up and more so a move downwards. Let's get a break of that prior week low in the Nasdaq. Let's fill in this kind of 14,000 or maybe even 13,800 to whatever 14,300 this week. Let's fill that in, fill in that 500-point range, and then see if we can move back up. See if we can regain this low of the week. See if we can regain this 4275. To me, that would show a real indicator of strength to not break down into this area, to not break down into, whatever, sub 13,700, to not break down below that August high from last year. That's what I'm looking for. So overall, by no means bearish. So far, the momentum is up. It's looking likely that we have a little bit of backing and filling. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Only a few more days left here in the week now that I took that Monday and Sunday off. Any updates to this will be posted Twitter per usual. Have a great night and trade safe.